my name is Dana Golden. Today we're going to finish up our lecture on bidding in electricity markets with a look at electricity market derivatives. So we spent a lot of time early on in the course in talking about commodity market derivatives. You might know this, you might not have really thought about it, but electricity markets are also commodity markets. Electricity is also a commodity. Does that mean they also have futures? Because it's kind of a weirder thing for futures. They don't trade the way normal ones do. You can't hold on to electricity without energy storage, of course, which we talked about last lesson. But you can't really hold on to electricity the way you can natural gas or other commodities. So do they have futures? Yes. Electricity markets have both physical and financial markets. And you can analyze the commodity markets for electricity the same way you can analyze futures markets for any other commodity. Not only do electricity markets have futures, but they have some of the most sophisticated financial contracts in all of commodities markets. Financial contracts allow generators and managers to hedge against remarkably complex outcomes at high frequency. So these are the future of futures markets. These are futures markets on steroids. And there are really interesting use cases for futures markets in electricity that you don't see anywhere else. So INCs are offers to sell electricity in the day-ahead market at the stated price at a particular location. This is based on the idea that you want to lock in. If you sell an INC, you're saying that I want to lock in a particular price. I want to hedge against price movements in the opposite direction. So you want to lock in a particular sell price. So you want to hedge against price downward movement, which is the same reason why you buy a put option. And you have DEX, which is an offer to buy electricity in the day-ahead market at a stated price at a particular location. So INCs are one contract, DEX are another. INCs are contracts to hedge for suppliers, and then DEX are contract to hedge for demanders, and both have different parties who can partake in them. And then you have UTCs, which are bids to purchase transmission congestion and losses in the day-ahead market, a stated price spread between two particular points. So this is a bet on congestion, on how congested a resource will be. And then FTRs are a long-term hedge against transmission congestion over time. So UTCs, INCs, and DEX are all settling within the day. UTCs are short-term congestion. FTRs, though, are long-term congestion. So incremental offers or INCs are a financial offer submitted by market participant to sell additional electricity into the market if the price is favorable. So the purpose is to capitalize on higher locational marginal prices at specific nodes and provide additional supply to balance the grid during congestion or high demand. Mechanism is to specify the quantity of energy offered and the minimum price which energy is willing to sold. So INCs are settled at the market clearing price. This is tied to price arbitrage opportunities in the day-ahead and real-time market. And most importantly, does not involve physical delivery of electricity. An INC is a futures contract used as a hedge. A DEC is the same thing. It does not involve physical receipt of electricity. It's a financial bid submitted by a market participant to buy electricity from the market if the price is favorable. You can arbitrage lower locational marginal price at specific nodes, and then participants specify quantity of energy desired, maximum price willing to pay, and then accepted DEX are settled at market clearing price. This is tied to price arbitrage opportunities. So basically, the idea is that with INCs, you're offering to sell, DEX you're offering to buy, and so these are separate contracts used to arbitrage or hedge for demanders and suppliers in the electricity market who want to lock in a particular price. INCs help increase supply by increasing the ability to use financial resources to hedge, and then DEX do the opposite. So price threshold is the minimum. INCs have a price threshold, the minimum price specified by the seller, and the DEX have the threshold of the maximum price specified by buyer. And then neither one requires physical delivery. They're financial contracts mainly used for hedging. And so here's INCs and DEX graphically. INCs, you're saying you sell a particular financial amount of a particular quantity of electricity, and DEX you're selling you will buy a particular amount And then you can have them in either the real-time or day-ahead market. Day-ahead being tomorrow for an hour, real-time being today for 5 to 15 minutes. And then you could, in theory, have an INC-DEX transaction paired, and you might say, is that similar to a UTC? Is that similar to a congestion transaction? If I'm buying electricity at one node, selling electricity at another node, I'm taking advantage. I'm speculating on the price, and actually they're not the same, even though they are similar. So up-to-congestion transactions, financial transaction arbitrage, congestion cost. INCs and DEX, these are paired separate transactions to mimic congestion trade. So up-to-congestion, obviously one particular transaction. Paired INC DEX, two independent bids. Up-to-congestion is about profit from arbitrage of congestion differences, where paired INC and DEX is to mimic financial effect of UTCs on arbitrage opportunities. But up-to-congestion transactions are typically smaller, more transparent, while INC and DEX transactions look a lot stranger to FERC. And I think this is a big part of where they come in, is that there's a worry that INC and DEX transactions can affect the market by affecting the price at each location, and this can look a lot like gaming. Whereas up-to-congestion transactions is very clear that you're trying to limit congestion exposure. There's no same limit in a paired INC and DEX transaction, so it's not really a great instrument as a hedge. It's more of an arbitrage instrument, and it can look a lot like gaming. And up-to-congestion transactions are directly tied to congestion cost, but paired INC and DEX transactions have separate market risk at INC and DEX nodes, and there can be a divergence between a UTC and a paired INC and DEX. So, specifically about what is an up-to-congestion transaction, it's a type of financial transaction in the electricity market involving two locations on the grid. Participants are bidding on the price difference between a source and sink node. Basically, if there's congestion in an element and between two elements, if there's a line that's overloaded, what is the cost of that congestion going to be? This is used to hedge against that congestion, because if there's a congestion element, prices will be higher or lower, and you want to get rid of that risk. This allows market participants to profit from price differentials caused by great congestion, and it's just submitted with an upper and lower price limit, setting the desired range for congestion costs. So enable speculative trading or hedging against price volatility due to transmission constraints. And this is settled by using the actual congestion cost, which tells you how much each party has to pay. Losses occur if congestion costs exceed the bid range. So you make money when actual congestion costs fall between the range you're talking about, and then you don't make any money when the congestion costs exceed the bid range, and outside of the bid range. And then the next thing we talk about is financial transmission rights. These are financial instruments used to hedge congestion costs in electricity markets. It provides the right to receive or pay congestion revenues between specified sync nodes. These are allocated or auctioned by grid operators and typically sold in monthly, seasonal, yearly blocks. So this is, in the day-ahead market, this is like very quickly congestion in one particular point in time. This is over time. It's helped market participants hedge against long-term congestion risk and stabilize revenue. It's based on the difference between LMPs between the source and sink. The participants earn congestion revenue if their FTR matches the grid's actual power flow. So once again, up to congestion, short-term financial transactions, FTRs, long-term financial transactions. Neither one of these are physical transactions. They're both mainly arbitrage and hedging differences. You can use UTCs for hedging, but mainly they're used for arbitrage price differences due to congestion. And then FTRs are a much clearer hedging instrument against congestion costs. There's no physical derivative either, and there's a cost limit in UTCs where participants specify the max congestion cost, whereas in FTRs, you're just entitled to congestion revenues regardless of what they are. And then the market rule of UTCs is to increase liquidity and arbitrage opportunities, and the market rule for FTRs to provide risk management for congestion exposure. So UTCs are less of a hedging instrument, and they help more increasing of liquidity in the market. So now I'm going to finish off with a discussion of how this can be used for gaming. I don't have it in the slide, but once again, don't. I'm not here to provide you with like a path to market manipulation. I don't want you to, like, at the trial be like, well, Dana said this is how you should do it. Dana said these were good trades. No. Take responsibility for your own actions. I'm not going down for this. None of this is legal advice. I'm not providing you with a blueprint for manipulating the market. Now, let's get on with the blueprint for manipulating the market. So, scenario exploiting congestion price differences. The market participant submits physical transaction to create artificial congestion. Simultaneously, the market participant places financial transactions to profit from the resulting price differences. So you have a physical transaction that is designed to congest an element, and then you have a financial transaction that profits from the price difference. So now you're creating the congestion that you're profiting from. So you submit a low-cost physical transaction at node A to node B that artificially increases congestion. So you're buying power, you're selling power in a way that makes congestion happen, that makes the prices differ between two nodes, and congestion causes a price spread between node A and node B. And you use the financial instrument to profit from the artificially induced price spread. You can make a lot of money this way. Market participant profits financially from the manipulated price spreads. The grid operations are disrupted and market efficiency is reduced. Now you have a less efficient market, and you potentially can cause a lot of problems. You potentially have raised prices for someone. You've made it so supply and demand are no longer working as normal, and you've increased costs for other market participants and users. So example, impact congestion artificially drives locational partial price at node B higher than at node A. Participants' FTR positions payout based on exaggerated price spread. The person who did this does a lot of money, makes a lot of money, and if FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, finds out, that person goes to jail. This is how you would do gaming if you wanted to. Hope you have a great day, and don't do that. Thank you.